Hello everyone and welcome into Fox Sports Live. I'm Brandon Hatfield. Football players across the country share one common dream, to someday hear their name called at the NFL Draft. 3 former Horned Frogs heard their dream fulfilled this past weekend in Arlington. The TCU men's tennis team is the 9th overall seed in the NCAA tournament and will be at home for the first 2 rounds. Cheers, Horned Frog fans. From now on, it's happy hour at the ballpark. TCU Athletic Director Jeremiah Donati recently approved the sale of beer right here at Lupton Stadium. Brandon Hatfield here with your TCU Sports Report. TCU men's tennis team was back in action this Friday in a non-conference matchup against South Florida. Offensive linemen Joseph Noteboom and Matt Pryor heard their names called. Noteboom going in the 3rd round to the LA Rams, and Pryor in the 6th round going to the defending champion Philadelphia Eagles. This is the 4th consecutive season in which the Horned Frogs will start the NCAA tournament sleeping in their own beds. Now moving to the NBA playoffs, the New Orleans Pelicans made a statement to the rest of the NBA as they beat the Trailblazers 111-102 in Game 2. Taking a commanding 2-0 series lead back to the Big Easy. And in the 7th round, linebacker Traven Howard, the all-time leading tackler in the Coach Patterson era, heads to the City of Angels as well to join the LA Rams. The party begins tomorrow night as TCU takes on Dallas Baptist right here at Lupton Stadium. First pitch is at 7 p.m. We'll see you there. TCU will host Dartmouth, Oregon, and Utah State next weekend in the Fort Worth Regional. With TCU Tennis, I'm Brandon Hatfield. There's your recap of the action. Brandon Hatfield saying so long and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Fox Sports Live. Brandon Hatfield here with your TCU Sports Report. TCU men's tennis team was back in action this Friday in a non-conference matchup against South Florida. Purple and White got off to a fast start, taking the doubles point with wins by the pairs of Rybakov-Nunez and Johnson-Kurzban. TCU rode their momentum from the doubles into the singles, never taking their foot off the gas, defeating USF 6-1. Senior Trevor Johnson held on in set 2, clinching the win for TCU. Eduardo Roldan and Bertus Kruger also picked up wins in their singles matches. TCU travels to Dallas to take on SMU this Sunday. The TCU men's basketball team won their midweek matchup against Kansas State 66-59. In his last home game, senior Kenrich Williams was brilliant with 16 points and 11 rebounds to carry his team to victory on senior night. Despite shooting just 36% in the second half, the Horned Frog defense and rebounding got them the W. This is TCU's 9th conference win, the most wins in conference play since 2001. Every win is critical at this point as TCU is trying to reach the NCAA tournament for the first time since 1998. TCU baseball defeated UC Irvine Saturday 6-2. Lucan Baker opened the scoring for TCU in the 3rd with a 2-run RBI single. TCU got 3 more runs that inning to take a comfortable 5-1 lead. But the real story Saturday was Nick Ladola. The lefty was dominant in his 6 innings of work for TCU, allowing just 2 runs and struck out a career-high 10 batters. TCU's big homestand comes to a close next weekend as the Frogs head west to take on USC, UCLA, and Vanderbilt at Dodger Stadium. That was your TCU Sports Report. I'm Brandon Hatfield. Football players get portrayed as dumb athletes that don't do anything besides football, and that isn't necessarily true, as many athletes partake in at least one on-campus organization. Often people rarely hear about the athletes off the field, since we're so caught up in their success on it. Paca Davis, a walk-on D lineman for the TCU football team, is one of the most driven people I know. He fits the full range of the college experience, being part of an athletic team, Frog Corp, an on-campus male choir, an a cappella group, an on-campus job. He serves the Fort Worth community regularly, a Bible study leader at a local church, president of the Hawaii Club, and to top it all off, he shows off his musical talents on his own social media. That's it. So why does he do it?
I've just been fortunate to have people that wanted to include me in things. And so they'd be like, hey man, what do you think about doing this with us or doing that with us? And I couldn't always think of a good reason to say no. Our baseball coach here at TCU, Coach Schlossnagel, he always says get to, not have to his players. And I think that really kind of puts into perspective how blessed you are to be a part of something.
Paca is quite the story, being from Hawaii and also being born without an ear. He was bullied as a kid growing up, but has a positive outlook to make it a characteristic that actually defines him.
I even went to my parents about it, and I was like, what's wrong with my ear? And they communicated to me very clearly that nothing is wrong with you. I just realized and embraced having one ear and just allowed that to be a defining piece of who I am.
Being around Paca helped bring out more positive energy and just seeing someone be so determined.
What he got most out of his work with Frog Corps was the community he had with the other singers.
It's certainly not the same environment as football, but there is still a common goal of being the best group that we can be.
Paca not only drops jaws in the theater, but on the football field.
Blessed to have a phenomenal team to be a part of, be of service to my teammates and, try to do my best.
Paca is a man of faith, which he uses as his motivation for his play on the field and his life.
My grandma telling me, your voice is a gift from God, and you should use it to glorify Him. I have total faith that God has a plan for me and that I'm going to find that plan. And when I do find that plan, that I'm going to hit it 100 miles an hour.
Hello everyone and welcome into Fox Sports Live. I'm Brandon Hatfield. The Rangers got the victory in Tampa Bay to even the series, defeating the Rays 7-2. The Texas Bats were rolling, scoring their most runs in a game this season. It was a solid game on the mound as well for Texas, as Matt Moore was dominant in his return to Tropicana Field, allowing just 5 hits and striking out 6. Matt Moore, back in action against his former team. Really dialing in his fastball here as he strikes out Brandon Snyder in the second. But he was also getting some help on defense, as in the second, Alex Smith lines out to a perfectly positioned Kiner Falefa, which will step on second for an unassisted double play. Another play in the third as well, Wilson Ramos grounded up the middle with a nice 4-6-3 double play with a great play by Drew Robinson there. And as well, Heckavaria hits right at Matt Moore for a 1-6-3 double play. You don't see those very often. Moore just 1 earned run over 7 innings of work. But the Rangers' bats got it going too. 5th inning, Ronald Guzman has gotten a hit in every single Major League game he's played. Double there to deep center, scoring Yomar Mazar and Joey Gallo. And that would increase the Rangers' lead to make it 5-1. As Guzman gets the nod there, as well as old reliable Sin Shu Chu taking it out. Bang. Over the seats and into the advertisements. And that'll get his 4th homer of the year, making the Rangers lead up to 6-1 as he touches them all there, as you see him trot around the bases as we were used to seeing him do. Also, another good play for Tampa Bay came in the 8th inning. Ronald Guzman, fly ball. Take a look at this diving catch by Johnny Field. But that was about the only highlight as the Rangers defeat the Rays 7-2. They kept the pedal to the metal at the plate, 12 hits, season-high 7 runs. The Rays never really threatened to take the lead as Matt Moore and the bullpen had their hitters in check. Ronald Guzman was a big part of the 3-run 5th with a 2-run RBI double to deep center. Here's what the Rangers skipper had to say about Guzman's play.
He brings a smile to my face just as he shows up with great energy. When I told him earlier today that he was playing short, you could see the wide eyes, and he was energized about it, so he couldn't wait to get out there.
As we take a look at the probable starters for tomorrow's matchup, Cole Hamels gets the nod for Texas in his attempt to get his season record back to 500. For the Rays, Jacob Faria. Big righty gets the look for Tampa, and they're looking to get a win with him on the mound for the first time this season. First pitch will be at 12:15. Now moving to the NBA playoffs, the New Orleans Pelicans made a statement to the rest of the NBA as they beat the Trailblazers 111-102 in Game 2, taking a commanding 2-0 series lead back to the Big Easy. So look at some highlights. Man, what a connection these two, Anthony Davis and Drew Holiday, all year. Damian Lillard, CJ McCollum, that backcourt for Portland. Pick it up in the second as Lillard tries the layup and blocked by Anthony Davis. Huge game with the big transition layup there. Nikola Mirotic, nice pass from Rondo in transition. Later in the second, CJ McCollum, saucing. Step back three there to put the Blazers up 9. Biggest lead of the game for Portland. But then we go back to that Davis-Holiday connection as Holiday finds Anthony Davis on that alley-oop as well. What a nice dime there for a Davis dunk. As well as, but Davis can do it all, as we see there. Nice 3-ball to keep the Pelicans up in this game. And a very athletic play from Anthony Davis, as we're always used to seeing him. A nice pass from E'Twaun Moore, and that fueled a 10-0 run. But this, the biggest play of the game. Missed free throw, an offensive rebound, but the Pelicans' hustle in the corner and all over was able to get them this possession. And for Rajon Rondo, corner 3, dagger. Put the Pels up 8 with just under 40 seconds to go, and that'll do it. 111-102 New Orleans, as Anthony Davis, another really solid game, 22 and 13, but it was completely overlooked by Drew Holiday, a career playoff high 33, as well as 9 assists. But it was definitely a team effort. Nikola Mirotic, 17 and 8. Rajon Rondo, a single assist away from a triple-double, 16 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists, including that dagger, corner 3, with just under 40 seconds to put that dagger in the Blazers' hearts. The series now shifts to New Orleans. Game 3 will be Thursday night at the Smoothie King Center, as New Orleans can put even more pressure on the Blazers. Tip-off is set for 8 p.m. There's your recap of the action. Brandon Hatfield saying so long and thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on Fox Sports Live.